breaking, feud erupts at U.S. Supreme Court. I'm bringing you a story that feels less like courtroom drama and more like family feud, except the stakes are a little higher than winning a game show. A rare clash is bubbling up between America's federal judges and the highest court in the land, the U.S. Supreme Court. And trust me, if you blink, you might miss the twist in this legal soap opera. So, what's happening? A number of federal judges, yes, the people who have to carry out the day-to-day grind of interpreting the law, say they feel abandoned by the very justices who are supposed to guide them. Their frustration boils down to the Supreme Court's so-called shadow docket. That's a fancy term for late-night rulings or cryptic orders that arrive with little explanation. The trial judges are left trying to interpret these half-written notes, while also dealing with threats, political pressure, and high-stakes cases. And now, they're saying loud and clear, the Supreme Court isn't exactly covering their backs. One particular spark lit this fire. Justice Neil Gorsuch criticized a lower court judge who struggled to interpret a shadow docket ruling about the firing of Federal Trade Commission commissioners. His comment suggested that the judge wasn't even trying to follow Supreme Court precedent. Well, that remark landed like a gavel to the gut, and judges across the country are not amused. Here's why this matters. While the Supreme Court technically doesn't answer to lower courts, after all, it's the final word. The Chief Justice does oversee the entire federal judiciary. Historically, that role has included defending judges at all levels from attacks, political or otherwise. Now, many are waiting to see whether Chief Justice John Roberts will step in to mend fences, or whether this rift will grow into something bigger. Let's be clear, trial judges aren't staging a rebellion. They're not ignoring rulings out of spite. At worst, they're confused, sometimes guessing wrong, but they're rarely defiant. Still, words matter, and when a justice accuses trial judges of disobedience, it stings and could change how those judges operate. Some might play it safe and issue vague rulings, leaving the Supreme Court with less to work with. Others might throw caution to the wind, reasoning that if they'll be criticized anyway, why not just rule however they see fit? Neither outcome is healthy for the justice system. And hovering over all of this is the political climate. Many judges fear that the court, intentionally or not, is acting too much in line with former President Donald Trump's wishes. That perception alone threatens public trust. After all, every federal judge, whether on the Supreme Court or in a district courthouse, takes the same oath to uphold the Constitution. They all serve for life unless impeached. So trial judges say they have both the right and the responsibility to speak out if they feel their independence is being eroded. We've seen why this independence matters. Not long ago in Washington, D.C., a trial judge had to intervene at 2 a.m. to stop children from being deported in secret. That kind of vigilance depends on judges who feel supported, not sidelined. Now, Chief Justice Roberts often stresses that the court's reputation is paramount, that the public must see it as legitimate. But credibility isn't built on speeches, it's built on decisions. For many Americans, the court's reversal of Roe v. Wade undercut decades of precedent and left serious doubts about whether the justices are protecting the law or bending to politics. Add in the perception that the court hesitates to stand up to Trump, and you can see why federal judges are nervous. So here we are, a judiciary that feels like it's on shaky ground, trial judges calling for backup, and a Supreme Court that seems increasingly isolated. If Roberts and his colleagues don't step in soon, they risk more than just a feud. They risk the very trust that keeps our system balanced. And let's be honest,